Cataclysm, the investigation has been slow going.
Behave yourself.
Excuse me,
There's already enough trouble in Dazra to go around.
The requests for aid and supplies never cease.
Greetings.
Miss, I'm sorry, but I cannot just give you supplies. We are stretched razor thin as it is.
Are a herald, are you not? Is it not your job to help those in need? Why will you not help my family, my children?
We have examined your children and found that they were not in immediate need of treatment. Other patients are in more dire circumstances and require assistance.
You will not help my children unless they are dying. This is preposterous. They are sick and suffering!
I do not like it any more than you.
What is it?
But that is exactly what I am saying. Your children will be fine if the Great Serpent wills it.
You! Damn you! Damn you all!
Serpent's Grace, are you a new volunteer? I was told you'd be coming yesterday. Or was it today? By Jinan. What day even is it? So you didn't send me that slate with the urgent tone and suspect grammar? Now I'm wondering who did. No matter. You're here, they are not. My name is Vasilis. I am a Herald's assistant. Or I was, until the Cataclysm took out much of the city and half of the people with it. Now I'm part healer, caretaker, warrior. The list goes on and on. Much of the city is just gone, as well as much of our staff and facilities. So we've all been rushed into larger roles with inferior tools. We're stretched thin and wound tight. I feel like the skin on a balloon. I am hoping you can help let the air out. There's a lot of work. I am still wrapping my head around the scope. You don't need Jinan's sight to see things are bad. No, bad is the wrong word. What happened here was tectonic. And while the wounded are being tended to, I'm most concerned with those in the city who haven't sought help. What we need is for people to check in on the elderly and the infirm. Oh, then it seems the Great Serpent has brought you here for a reason. I would like you to start with Regan Ueda. His home is not too far from here, near the Halls of Obedience. I need two things. One, see if he's okay, and two, make sure he's taking his medicine. Plus, it will be good for him to see a friendly face, to give his spirits a lift. In Dazra, violence is a part of life, starting from the day we are asked to sacrifice our growths. So much of our service is dedicated to bloodshed, and I grew tired of it. I wanted to perform miracles of a different kind, but I don't know if I am capable of such things. Jinan, guide your steps.
Head was on the way of mother and child this morning, due to lack of supplies. That drains the life out of you. My brother lost his wife and home in the catastrophe. How can anyone be the same after that?
Do not worry.
Is it urgent or can it wait?
Do you not believe that the
Oh,
Great Serpent will provide?
it's you.
We can hold
Let me make one thing very clear. You will receive no preferential treatment. No free treatments, no free supplies. We barely have enough as it is. Good. Please understand, I have not been myself lately. You found me at a bad moment. The stress of everything is becoming overwhelming, but that is no excuse to act like I just did. I apologize. I appreciate that. Now, may I help you with something? Deflated? But morale really has no place in the halls of healing. My healers are exhausted, frustrated, hungry, even scared. Yet they carry on. It is what is expected of us all. We suffer so others may survive. I had little choice in the matter, as everyone in my family has been in this profession.
As soon as I came of working age, my father would set me beside him and have me aid his procedures. I am unsure. I think about that at times. Did I become a healer just to appease my father? Should I have pushed back and traveled another path in life? Well, I must stop ruminating. This type of talk is inappropriate around patients. Exhausted, drained, hopeless. I am not sure what brought this disaster upon us, whether it was the Great Serpent's wrath, or a horrible accident, or something else. But what I do know is that these people who are suffering, they did not deserve any of this. I do not believe your optimism is warranted, frankly, but I will admit it is a nice change of pace. I hope you are right. But for now, it is hard for me to believe that we will ever crawl out of this hole. If you'll excuse me then, please move along.
Every time I come back to this city, I feel like it'll be the last time.
A hospital is not... After the cataclysm, resources have been pulled from other departments to reach specific goals.
I confess, I'm still adjusting to my new role. There you are, adherent. I've been expecting you. Malibor has kept me informed of the situation. The deadlock of the High Council. I hope your presence here means things have changed. Good. Good. I'm pleased that the Council is once again working towards a solution. It felt wrong not to help. Do you know where I was when it happened? The incident, they call it. I was in the temple next door, conversing with my cousin. I was in the middle of replying to him about... you know? I don't even recall. Some meaningless bit of family drama, I'm sure. One moment, he was there, and the next, gone. My cousin, the floor, the wall, just gone. I found myself looking out at the scaled Citadel, unable to comprehend. And now, here I stand, the elder of House Dul'Kehf. My loss? Yes, I suppose. Although, from an outside perspective, one could consider it a fair trade, given my new role. Perhaps even a gain. I appreciate the sentiment, but we shall never know. You cannot imagine it. A single moment of pure, terrible silence. A meter's distance was all that separated me from whatever has become of Dazra. I find that through all the chaos and the scrambling since, my mind drifts back to that moment. I could be gone as well. But here I remain, spared. And I do not know why. Hopefully you can deliver them from this. But what comes after? What about the next trial? I'm sorry. I should shoulder my own burdens, not force them upon you. I've grown so tired of the Council squabbling, and I want no further part in it. I have no demands, no requests. All must serve. And House Dul'Kehf is no exception. It is a shame you are not born House Dul'Kehf. You seem unnatural for this line of work. Here is what I can tell you. Sometime before our current calamity, Enesco Varun approached me looking for information about his grandfather's time. He was frustrated at the lack of progress. House Dul'Kehf keeps extensive records, you see. While I was never told the exact reason behind the inquiry, I was able to deduce a fair amount. I provided him with the shipping manifest from the time of the Serpent's Crusade, materials and equipment that suggested some highly specialized research. I told Enesco where those materials had been sent. Weeks later, well, you've seen the Citadel. You know as well as any where we are now. The timing is too close to be coincidence. Enesco returned from the site in unusually good spirits. He boasted of something called the Vortex Interlock, and that it was the key to unlocking some new unseen potential. Whatever records exist of this interlock were swallowed up with the Citadel. And as for the original site, executors were sent, but did not return. And we can spare no more casualties. So I suggest you visit Malin Dam to the southeast. I believe it is more than it seems. It is the only place to learn more about these vortex interlocks and what connection they may have to the events at the Citadel. And should your search be fruitful, make sure it is known that House Dul'Kehf was proud to serve when called upon. I hope you find something useful at the dam. I'm afraid the details have been scrubbed from the records at the time of construction. That in itself should be enough to pique anyone's interest. As I said, the records that are left, referring to that construction, I have overseen my share of projects. I know what materials are necessary. And I know when the deliveries far exceed the needs of what should be a simple industrial project. House Varun depends on trade, internal and external, just like any civilization. The ministry facilitates and oversees that trade. Jinan Varun himself established the houses and charged us with this responsibility. We pride ourselves on a job well done. As of very recently, I am the elder. I am ultimately responsible for all of House Dul'Kehf, and by association, the Ministry of Commerce. It has been an abrupt transition for me, given all that is going on. I imagine it will be some time before I feel settled in. No one in Dazra is okay right now. We're all doing the best we can in the face of terrible circumstances. The people of House Varun, those that are left, need our efforts now more than ever. That is my primary concern. House Malin was once a valued contributor to House Varun. Those contributions are no less valid due to their current actions, though I'm sure some would disagree.
You can't get in there, not unless you have a card. You're funny. So, you're trying to get in there? You're not the first person to come here recently, you know? Anasko Varun himself was here. I saw him, but he didn't talk to me. And there were too many other people around him. They all looked really serious. That doesn't sound right. Why would it have anything to do with that? I didn't even see all that much anyway. But I did see them go in. They had cards that let them open the door. I found one after they'd left. I thought about using it, but I didn't want to get in trouble. Kavil said I should give it to him for safekeeping. So I did. Maybe he'll let you have it. Okay, good luck.
It is good to see another servant of the Great Serpent. We get few visitors these days.
Another day, another month full of seaweed. May the Great Serpent bless us. It is not easy seeing the Citadel like this, but the best thing we can do is continue our jobs. In comparison to some, hardly any time at all. I stumbled upon this place a few years back, and they were so desperate for help. I offered my services, they accepted, and here we are. I suspect, given my age, that my story will likely end here. At least, until the Great Serpent decides what to do with me after. I am not sure I have liked anywhere, to be honest. The work is predictable, not too taxing, and Gamerel lets me get away with less than others might. I could do worse. The aches and pains of old age would follow me no matter where I go, and if I could just get a good night's sleep, I would find all this quite acceptable. Goodness, no. Not a decent night's sleep in years, at least that I can recall. The aforementioned aches and pains at first, but over time I find my dreams drift towards something dark. The product of an anxious mind with too many years. Think nothing of it. Why would you care about the meaningless dreams of an old man? And are you one of them? I have this dream where I am a ghost, haunting long-abandoned halls. There are others, and we are trapped for eternity, doomed to roam this corner of the world of the living. I fear I shall never see the Great Serpent. Perhaps it simply means I worry I have not done enough with my life. Perhaps I'm not getting enough vitamins. No offense, but it's not your property. I only wish to serve, I swear. You are right, though. Here, take it.
Warning. Power fluctuations detected. Rerouting to compensate. Drainage pump control bypassed.
You are not welcome here. You will leave immediately. This is your only warning. I guard these halls with my brothers and sisters, until the shrouding. None are allowed here, including you. I do not care what you think you need. Junon Baron himself charged us with the protection of this facility. It was his last order, and it will be carried out. Yes, I know this Nasco. He visited, reinforced his grandfather's order. The work done here must be safeguarded, protected, never permitted to leave. None but the Speaker may decide otherwise. And you are not the Speaker. You were warned. You did not listen. Then you have forfeit your life. The Speaker's orders will be carried out. You must die. think you would be rid of me so easily. The arrogance! The work done here has tied us to this place for all time. That is why we have agreed to guard it.
Sister, have you not finished this game? You should have heeded Karija's words in the beginning, little one. This is no place for you.
The outcome has not changed, Vedrasa. We are still in control here. Your resistance does not change my orders. They will be followed. Do you even understand why you are here? What it is you are looking for? This seems a fool's errand. So, you do know something about this place. It does not matter. The interlocks are not yours. They belong here with us, and they will stay here. You should have left when you had the chance. Do you not grow weary of this? I assure you, it will not end. You are the one with the power to change this, either by turning around or dying.
This is turning into a most exhilarating exercise.
All this noise over one little trespasser. Let us be done with this already.
The experiments here have ensured our resilience. We endure because it has been ordered of us. House Faroon's return to greatness begins with the work done here. And until that time comes, we will keep it safe. Your conviction is impressive. The outcome will not change, but we will show you mercy.
Consider manual shutdown at the earliest convenience.
You utter fool! Do you have any idea what you have done? Oh, you are so very clever. More so than Anasco's entourage. Those interlocks power our pods. You have killed Vedrasa. What is more, you have disrupted the flow of power within the dam. You are one step from dooming those farmers on the surface. All right, hero. You have proven yourself a commendable opponent. But now, you have a choice to make. If you can remove the remaining interlock, you will have bested us. But you will ruin the lives of those above us. Or we can continue this contest of wills and see which of us is stronger. The choice is yours. But we do. My dedication to the Great Serpent demands my obedience to his Speaker's orders.
power failure. Dam function compromised. Emergency evacuation protocols enacted. Please exit the facility.
We offended the Great Serpent so? Dazra was not enough? My whole life, drowned. This farm is the only place I have ever known. Now I have nothing. My whole life, drowned.
Our fate lies in the morning device. It must be completed. I am old and my eyesight is not what it used to be, but I know the face of success when I see it. Your lead from House Dul'Kehf paid off. I did not, but it does not surprise me. So many projects over the decades. So many secrets. So few successes. I have heard of such a thing. Recently, in fact, just before the accident. That is apparently not a coincidence. We do not need it for the device, but if this accounts for some of the leaps in progress in the Citadel, you may wish to hold on to it. As much as I have devoted my life to science, one cannot deny that there is an occasional spark of the divine. The Great Serpent has use for this. And you, still to come. Your timing is excellent, in fact. I believe we are ready to proceed. Just a few quick preparations. Creating the necessary connections. It is done. Adherent, will you do us the honor? All personnel to stations. Clear the platform.
Activating power grid interlink.
Powering grav drive.
Field projector, standing by.
Scanning stabilizers.
Grav field, stable.
Capacitors fully charged.
All stations reporting. Ready to proceed with targeting.
Targeting system engaged.
Calibrating lens array.
Adjusting counterweights.
Locking axial tilt. Device is in position.
It's time. On your mark. Fire! working. Steady.
Engines stabilizing graviton.
Hold! We cannot fail the speaker now.
Rerouting power.
Burning out. Enough! Shut it down!
Cutting power.
Craft drive, cycling down.
Turning 0 points.
Retracting stabilizers.
Shutdown complete.
Clear! Well done, all. Well done. We have done all we can. I am sure the Council is waiting to speak with you.
We have witnessed.
It's
You have served
reassuring
House
to see what we can
well.
accomplish when
This
we
will
collaborate.
work. This must work.
We are well aware of how we are perceived by people outside House Va'ruun. What they might inflict upon us, given the chance. So, our survival has required a great deal of effort and planning. Grav jump coordinates are a closely guarded secret, known only to a few. And our agents have infiltrated every government of the settled systems. Data is carefully and quietly scrubbed from their maps. Those who manage to find their way here rarely leave. Were the circumstances different, you would have learned for yourself. Oh, it was breathtaking. A true testament to the will of Jinan Va'ruun and our faith in the Great Serpent. To have started from nothing and to have accomplished so much. I pray to the Serpent that we can someday reclaim all that we have lost.
We may yet
Good to see
prevail.
you. Serpent guide you.
I was not certain this would work, but it seems the Serpent has blessed us.
You have always lacked faith, Dul'Kehf.
One could argue that faith got us into this mess in the first place.
Enough! It is time for action, not bickering.
Agreed. We must secure the Citadel. Send in everyone.
Are you mad? We have no idea how stable this is. No idea what is happening inside. You saw yourself. We barely had a plan for the device. We are lucky to have made it this far.
Time is a luxury we do not have. Committing a large force is impossible. There have been reports of increased zealot activity, no doubt in response to what we have been doing here.
It would be unwise to leave Dazra even more vulnerable than it already is.
And, to be candid, we have no idea what will happen to anyone entering the Citadel. We must minimize the potential risk. It is only fitting that it should be you.
Really? I do not doubt our newest member's conviction, but...
What else can we do? He is the only one who can communicate with Anasco. Save as much as you can. Save it all, if possible, but the Speaker must be your priority. Do whatever it takes to bring Anasco back to us. Indeed. And your service will be remembered, no matter what. We will speak again soon, I hope. I know you will...
Hello. In time, Borhol and Amila will come to see how foolish they were being.
you're really here. Oh, I feared what I saw. That connection we made was yet another vision. This is real, is it not? I knew the Serpent would deliver me from this nightmare, that there must be some way out. Every time I have attempted to leave this place, I find myself lost, wandering, unable to see. There is nothing out there. Tell me, what of Dazra? The people of House Va'ruun? I have had terrible visions, a dreadful sense of loss. Your loyalty is noted, and indeed appreciated. I cannot help but mourn all that we have lost. All that I have caused. You must believe me. We meant none of this. All of the research, the calculations, we thought we could contain it. I only ever wanted to help. To improve, to elevate House Va'ruun. Oh, I would like nothing more, but I'm afraid it is not that simple. The chain reaction that started, it is self-sustaining. We tried everything. We had hoped we could complete the experiment, but then the vortex interlock burned out. You have one, don't you? I can feel the power from here. Then the Serpent truly has sent you to us. I wish I could guarantee your safety, but I am graced by the Serpent and have retained my faculties. So many of my people were not as fortunate. You will have no choice but to deal with them. The reactor level is below us. Bring the interlock there. We will need it if we wish to see this through.
Security lockdown.
As I said, a new vortex interlock is needed. The reactor must be stabilized before we can proceed. And not by itself, but the experiment at the pinnacle cannot be completed until the power is stabilized. Once it is done, then we can finish what we began and set everything as it should be. I could not say for certain. When this is all behind us, we will need time to review the data and prevent it from happening again. There is no question that the failure of our vortex interlock caused much of the instability. Beyond that, I would need to consult with our scientists, and I'm afraid that many of them have been lost. We did not anticipate that we might have erred in our recreation of the vortex interlock, or that we could overload it. Finally, it is time. Come, see what you have helped to save. With all that has gone wrong, all we have sacrificed, I confess I had lost hope. I grew up hearing stories of my grandfather's communion with the Great Serpent, the immense responsibility he was given to create and guide House Va'ruun. By the time I became Speaker and inherited that responsibility, so much had changed. The once proud glory of House Va'ruun was diminished. We had lost our way, and I alone could not discern a path forward. I required the Great Serpent's guidance once more. So, I set out to find him. If the fate of your entire people was in your hands, would you do any less? Perhaps, but were that true, were he to judge me for it, I could accept that. It would have been worth it, all the same. Perhaps that judgment still awaits me, for thus far I have not seen his glory in person. I learned that my grandfather had attempted something similar. I found reassurance in that idea that he, too, sought additional instruction from the Serpent. And over time, I began to see that the Great Serpent had indeed left a path for me, hidden amongst the experimental failures and setbacks. This vortex, the place between places, and the energy it holds, could be harnessed, refined, directed. How can you not see? In reaching for him, he has shown us the way. Utilizing the vortex energy, we have learned that we can create powerful warriors, capable of teleporting vast distances in an instant. The brave volunteers in this room await the chance to be the first wave of soldiers loyal to the Great Serpent and our cause. House Va'ruun can project force on a scale unimaginable in the history of the human race. Jinan Va'ruun's mandate can be fulfilled. the Serpent's crusade can begin anew. Despite all that has happened, their life support system has remained stable. Just one more sign from the Great Serpent that we are following his will. And now, the glorious honor falls to you, my faithful servant. Activate the pods, carry out the Serpent's will, and begin House Va'ruun's triumph! You've killed them all! You think you can override the will of the Great Serpent? You pledged yourself to House Va'ruun, but you are like all the rest. Weak of will, short of sight, a betrayer. And in the end, you have changed nothing! There will always be one more willing to serve, and once I have restored the Citadel, I will find them and send them out into the settled systems. Zealots! Of course they would attempt to poison this, as they do all things. They will not stop me. The work will be completed now! Come then, all of you! Ascend the Citadel, or squabble amongst yourselves. I will await you at the pinnacle. you have nonetheless served your part in the Serpent's plan. Neither you nor the Zealots will disrupt our achievement now. The gate will cycle one more time, shifting the Citadel into the vortex. You and those bothersome Zealots trapped inside will be cast into the void forever. And I will carry on the crusade myself. It cannot be stopped. It cannot be shut down. It, like the Great Serpent himself, is inevitable.
I see the break in the void. I must
I am the Serpent's chosen. I cannot be his enemy.
Traitor! Penitent! You shall share our fate!
Slowly, slowly. You have been through a lot. I cannot believe it. The Citadel is gone. There is no sign of Anasco. You failed. You brought us no scrap of hope for the future. You must understand that seems hard to believe.
You will have to explain yourself. Where is Anasco? Why is he not here with us?
Then truly, we are lost. Without Anasco, there is no speaker. There is no way forward.
Perhaps. Or perhaps we acknowledge a simple truth. We are currently the government. We decide what happens from here.
You dare speak of treason? Heresy!
I speak of survival.
Please, calm down, both of you.
This is not a time to be calm or sit idly by. This is a time for action. We, the three of us, are the High Council. All of House Va'ruun looks to us for guidance. We should provide it. Indeed we will. So we should name one. Right now.
That is not within our power.
But Lovek, it can be. We can decide that right here, right now. We can carve a path forward for House Va'ruun. Or else, we can sit by and watch all that we have built crumble around us.
And what assurance do I have that the two of you are not just looking to usurp power for yourselves?
Then we let the adherent decide. And we have a herald here as a witness.
I think it is. 3 houses stand before you. Simply choose which should represent House Va'ruun going forward. Then so it shall be. House Va'ruun moves forward from this crisis and continues to serve the Great Serpent.
All must serve.
Before you adjourn, is there not one matter more to address?
I do not understand. To what do you refer?
To the matter of the Serpent's crusade, of course. The adherent knows of what I speak.
I don't understand. The crusade was ages ago. What does that have to do with any of this?
Explain the meaning of this at once. Truly, that was the Speaker's wish? Then our path is clear.
Respectfully, I disagree. We are in no position to undertake something like that right now. We need time to rebuild, recover.
There is nothing more to discuss. If the Speaker calls for crusade, then we answer.
I can assure you all that he did indeed believe in it.
Then House Vethol agrees. The crusade begins. What does House Dul'Kehf say?
I have no wish to defy the Speaker, but he is no longer here. The Va'ruun people need time. House Dul'Kehf declines.
No. I should have expected as much. And what does House Kadik say?
Both of my colleagues have made valid points. The matter is complicated. I believe that for the moment, House Kadik abstains.
So, one vote for, one against. And what about you? Should we take up the sword and fight for House Va'ruun, or continue to cower here and pity ourselves? Yes, of course. Such an immense decision can only benefit from discussion. There are no innocent people. If you are not promised, then you will be cast into shadow. Jinan Va'ruun was very clear. I am. Jinan Va'ruun himself began the original Serpent's Crusade, and it is long past time that we return to it. We cannot share this universe with heretics.
We have only just survived the most terrible period in the last few decades. We need at least a moment to breathe, to feel some sense of relief. And we are hardly in a position to begin any sort of major military operation, both in terms of provisions and strategic positioning. But if it is the will of the Council, of course, House Dul'Kehf will commit fully.
It seems the prudent choice at the moment. House Kadik will, of course, accept the judgment of the Council no matter the decision. But to be candid, I do not wish to be the deciding vote in such a monumental decision.
There is no question that we will have to start with limited engagements. For now, we strike where we can, make it deadly to travel among the stars. We put fear back into the settled systems, where it belongs. You know how these things go. If we do not decide now, word will get out. It always does. Then we will have to deal with even more disarray. It is best that we control the narrative immediately. Then do we begin the crusade? So be it.
And with all of this out of the way, we will take our leave. You have been through a great deal and deserve a chance to rest. The home, of course, is yours. You deserve a place among us after everything. Know that House Va'ruun is eternally grateful for all that you have done, and that the Great Serpent will one day grant you a place by his side.
It's unfortunate Nasco cannot be saved.
No worries.
Serpentum, you've neutralized a great threat. Dazzle, my role as mediator will remain, but I believe the Council will be needed more than ever. We've never had a speaker not of House Va'ruun, nor has the speaker also overseen a ministry. I trust my sister to make wise decisions, but adapting to these changes will demand a higher level of guidance. Great Serpent keep you.
Softening the outsider policy could
Then,
revitalize
in the year 2240, House Va'ruun
No, where did I put it? Serpent's tongue.
I'm getting tied up with my own system. It says here, senbei. Rice crackers. Did I mean a crack in the wall? Cracking a code? Tough nut to crack?